hello ESA once again. I'm janglestorm. It's good to be back, and I have one more run coming up for you. This is Super Adventure Island for the Super Nintendo, and it's a very classic Adventure Island game with a little bit of an extra touch. You'll see that soon enough. We're gonna basically save our girlfriend, and we're gonna have some good jams, gonna have a good time. So yeah, let's just dive into it, I guess, and we'll talk about some more. Time is not gonna start until I gain control of my character, so I'll tell you when it is. First, we fall off this guy for some reason. But anyway, time starts right now. Right, so yeah, like I said, this is a very classic, the classic Adventure Island formula. You collect weapons. You can also collect fruit in order to fill up your time bar. So it's not actually a health bar because everything here is a one-hit kill. So you try to basically keep yourself alive, and yeah, it also goes for this game really. In that sense, it's a really simple and easy game until you get hit, and then suddenly it's an impossible game. So yeah, we'll see how it goes. Oh, by the way, I'm gonna donate €5 for $5 for every single death I'm gonna take. So we'll see how it goes. Also, yeah, this game has a wonderful, wonderful soundtrack by none other than Yuzo Koshiro. It's very evocative of Streets of Rage and the like, which is roughly from around the same time, really. So yeah, there's going to be lots to be enjoyed there. So first thing what we do is we collect these weapons, and if I collect 4 of each, say 4 of the boomerangs or 4 of the hammers, it does get upgraded into this more powerful weapon. And ideally I'll try to keep that throughout the entire game, because it basically kills all enemies with one hit, which is really ideal. You can just keep moving. And also you throw a lot quicker. Like each subsequent weapon that you pick up gives you another throw per cycle, so it makes it a little bit easier. If you die, you lose all of that, so you don't want that, basically. Right, so now we head into the caves. Okay, I guess I see a donation. It's a good time to check out what it says. So let's hear it.
Albert von Engelberts donated $20.
Thanks so much for the donation. For a very good cause, save children, so be sure to keep donating for that. Alright, so now we're in the caves. We get introduced with these candles. I try not to jump over them because they send out these huge flames, and yeah, they can hit you real quick. But you could say they're nothing compared to these blobs, because these blobs, they kind of jump around, and in a certain way they're like the most tough, the toughest enemies to deal with, since they can be unpredictable, as in you know, how to hit them, especially where you're underpowered, like in the beginning. In this case, it's easier at least. So yeah, doing that and doing the climb, all the jumps, you basically try to jump off on these ramps as quickly as possible, really. Okay, first boss time. See if I can do this in 2 cycles, maybe. Oh, missed one. It is actually possible to do this in 2 cycles. So what you have to do in this case is you can do like 4 hits per round, maybe even 5, but you try to do 8 hits in total. And if you do that in 2 cycles, it's especially ideal. So you have to really time it and make this leap and then start throwing as such. Okay, it's time to go to the beach. It's time for round 2. We have penguins on the beach. Because, of course. Also, this is probably one of my favorite soundtracks, but it really sets the mood so nicely. And yeah, otherwise this is a pretty straightforward level. You take the skateboard and you just try not to, you know, die. And in terms of fruit pickups, this is one of those levels where you have like a maximum. You have the time bar max out regardless, so you don't have to worry about it too much. In other levels, you kind of try to minimize that, because as you can see here, you get an additional bonus by the time you get to the end of the level, and the more time you have, the bigger the bonus is. You try to bring that down as much as possible. So you can say there's a sort of fruit routing where you try to pick up as few fruits as possible, and ideally have as low of a bonus as possible at the end. So yeah, for the speedrun, that's kind of handy that you try to skip as much as possible. Sometimes you need to pick up certain things, so yeah. We try to take advantage of the moving platforms here. Oh, no, that one... I was actually expecting on that one to move somehow, but didn't quite happen that way. Okay, we're gonna do a marathon safety here. So you have limited lives and continue, so I'm trying to make the best of it and also try to get some extras. But honestly, it's also really an excuse to hear more of the soundtrack because it's awesome and everybody should hear it. It's just, you know, chill, very awesome. And in the end, you get this extra life. Yay! Of course, for a PB attempt, I wouldn't do that, but it's always fun to show that for a marathon, really. Those are the stars. Yeah, there's a couple of stars throughout the game. They're pretty well hidden. You kind of encounter them at random, so it seems. You have to make certain jumps, and suddenly they appear like that, really. But yeah, this one is the one that I usually pick up intentionally. All right. Well, and obviously now we're in a boat and we get eaten by a whale because that's how the story goes. Which means we now get the swimming stage. Yay! We're in the whale's belly, we're gonna swim. There's some smooth tunes. Just gonna swim to the end of the level. This is interesting in terms of fruit pickups because we're gonna pick up exactly 2 fruits, namely these 2 pineapples. And if I do that and pick up nothing else, it'll give me exactly 500 bonus, which is exactly 1 bar. So how it works for in terms of timing, you can basically say that 1 tick, so to say, is 20 frames, which means that 3 bars corresponds with 1 second. So if I have only 1 bar left, the countdown only takes like 1/3 of a second. So it can be, it can speed up quite a bit more like that. So that's what I try to go for. Oh, I see a couple of donations. Let's hear those. Let's hear those.
Grumpmeister donated $10. Good luck, JANGLESTORM. Teach those penguins who's the boss.
Thanks, Grump.
Manix donated $10. Yuzo Jam.
Yuzo Jam, indeed. Yeah, those are some cool jams. So thanks, Manix, for the donation as well. All right. We've reached the end of the stage, and as you can see, there's just 500 left, which is ideal. And yeah, it's time for the next boss fight. We have to get over these sea urchins and then get this octopus boss. Again, it's a really quick kill if you have the fully powered up weapon, because otherwise it takes a little bit longer in the space out these bubbles, and you have to avoid deal with those too, and it's a little bit longer. Also, if you take a death at the boss fight, you have to redo the previous stage, but at least you skip that. Alright, this starts with a vertical level, and I'm gonna have to concentrate a little bit here, see how it goes. Because it can be pretty tense. All kinds of jumps that I do here, which seems to go... Oh, oh, that was so close, actually. There we go. I saved it there. Oh, okay, that was the first death. I told you, this level can be tricky. Oh, that was really close. Yeah, sometimes you just hit them and you have no idea. Yeah, and also you have like decreased throws, I guess. You don't throw as often. We'll get there. See. This. Oh wow, I did not expect that. Oh, this level is trolling me right now. I'll try it again though. Just gotta play it safe. Oh, something happening. See, do this. See, easy every time. And to the exit. Suddenly there's a lot of fruit there. But yeah, you have like a series of jumps that you can make, varying jump heights. You really utilize those very effectively in this stage. There's some cool routes that you could take there, and I was very close to getting there, and then I got sniped, so that's how it goes. But anyway, now in this stage we get some yes on the soundtrack, so feel free to yeah along if you like. It's another, this is a relatively easier level, I think, compared to what just came, so Just gonna make a couple jumps here. We basically try to keep our skateboard, so we try to take out these spear enemies. And this is actually a thing that I have to, well, that I want to do, because it does actually cause additional lag. Because sometimes if there aren't enough enemies on screen, it does cause the game to lag a little bit. And that's actually one of those examples. If you take exactly those enemies out that I just took out, it does eliminate a lag there, so that's pretty handy. Okay, it's time for a minecart stage because we all love those. Should I go for the swag here? I don't know. I mean, I might go for the swag, I might not go for the swag, but these are still blob enemies and they're still sort of impossible. But also, this was okay, actually. Okay, this is purely to skip the fruit there. Hopefully to get a bit less of a bonus at the end. These candles. They're not the worst. Compared to the blobs, those candles aren't necessarily the worst, but you still have to watch out for that. Almost at the end here. And this makes it a little bit faster to exit the stage. I think it's only like a couple frames faster, but it's also, you know, it looks cool. So, just look at him go. All right. Any Battletoads fans in the audience or in the chat? Because this is the snake boss from Battletoads. So basically, I have to wait for a little bit until it can start hitting. So around here, oh, that was pretty close. There we go. So there's a funny thing about it in that you can technically already start hitting earlier, but it doesn't actually take damage until when it starts heading upwards on the way to the left. So you have to wait for that. But there we go. Time for round 4. Starts off with this very chill level with a couple of shenanigans nonetheless. A little bit of Japanese reggae, as to say, I guess. Just gonna chill. There's a tiny bit of fruit routing that you can do here. Like there's a couple of things that you can leave behind, basically. Most of the difficulties with these flies kind of appearing at random. They can appear in various locations, so you have to kind of watch out for that. Quick leap here. There we go. Just gonna leave that behind. And yeah, this is where I only pick up one of those kiwis to slightly minimize the bonus. So instead of 5,000, we now get 4,500. Yeah, there we go. Okay, 4-2 is definitely a run killer, so gonna be quiet here for a bit, see how this goes. Oh, oh. I was missing a jump there. That wasn't me. Where do I start from? Oh, right at the beginning. Oh, jeez. Yeah, now it's a little bit tougher because I have to rebuild all of my weapon stuff here. So this is going to be a bit slower. This is going to screw up quite a few cycles. This level, one of the difficulties here is that there's a lot of enemies, and some of the enemies, you see those dinos with glasses, they kind of drop down from the balloon, and as soon as they hit the ground, they instantly start spewing fire, so you have to really watch out for that. It's very, very instant, I can say that. Good thing is there's a lot of weapons here that you could pick up, so that's definitely a plus. And it's a good showcase for all the leaps. So, see if I can explain that real soon. First I want to get up here, and then hopefully a control here. But there we go. So, still made it through at least. There's actually a tricky thing there where can be an enemy above you sometimes. You can still get hit by it. You don't even see it. It's one of those things. Okay, there was your belly flop. Another water stage. More smooth jumps. And the funny thing is the fruit routing is exactly the same here compared to the previous swimming level, and that we also pick up exactly 2 pineapples in order to get the bare minimum amount of bonus points. And yeah, it just works exactly that way. In this level, you also have these eels. I try to take them out because those are the only enemies that actually stick to the left side of the screen. And if there's too many of them, they will cause additional lag. So I think as soon as it's 4 eels that you see there, that's when it really starts lagging. But before that, it might not be too big of a deal, but I try to take them out regardless. There we go. Second one, there's a couple more. Oh, okay, okay. Let that one live, I guess. I kind of screwed it up with the swimming. It's fine. Just gotta keep swimming. There we go, and once again, 500 bonus. Yay! Okay, so it's time for the next boss fight. We're gonna fight this skeleton. We're gonna choose this fight a little bit, especially now that we have this. We've got full power basically, so I'm gonna leap my way up and do this with a certain timing, and I'll just throw so the hits will come through regardless. If you don't have full power, then it will still be possible, but it just takes a little bit longer. But yeah, that's basically what you have to do. Okay, and now it's time for the final round, round 5, and this is definitely home to some of the tougher levels. 5-1 can be tough, 5-2, 5-3. They all got something to offer in that sense, in terms of difficulty. And yeah, there's more penguins here. This time it's not peach penguins, but it's definitely penguins. They do this and then this. Okay, good. Dying here is definitely a thing, because as soon as you take a death at some point, there's a checkpoint which is really tough to deal with, because one of these spear guys will basically be in front of you, and right behind that is actually the weapon pickup, so ideally you do not want to die here. It's kind of tough to deal with. Not entirely impossible, but yeah. Now I got the penguin walking to the castle. Okay, 5-2 takes place entirely in the dark, which is absolutely awesome, so wish me luck. See, you really have to figure out where they are and where you can make certain jumps. Sometimes, you know, you see the platforms rise and... oh, I barely missed that. But that's not all. There's also going to be spikes later on, so the combination of darkness and spikes is right here. At least it's visible to some extent. I'm glad about that, because I was actually worried about that. In practice, I was constantly trying to get this level down, and I was constantly having issues with seeing the platform, so I was playing it really safe there. But this is going 1,000 times better, so I'm really glad about that. Yeah, that went way better than anything else, really. Okay, but not done yet, though. 5-3 is also pretty challenging, so let's see how this goes. See, and then... Ah, oops. I try to go for a certain jump setup where I'm basically able to either jump over those blobs or take them out, and that way I can climb up really quickly. And now it's just a matter of playing it really safe, because yeah, like I said, these blobs can be absolutely impossible if you have to deal with them this way. So bear with me, it's going to take a while, but we'll get there. We'll get there. This one still, and then oh, there's 2 more. What? Where did you come from? Well, I mean, the candle I expected, but yeah. All right, that's part 1. That's good to play it safe in that case. There's a couple more blobs. This is not as tough as the previous part, but it can still be somewhat surprising, I guess, so just gonna play it safe here. Although this one I'm gonna jump over, that's fine. Okay, so this is actually both a horizontal and vertical stage. So this was a horizontal part, now I'm gonna climb my way up towards the boss. And there's a really cool cycles that you can get here, if it goes well. Although I just missed that. That's fine though. There's another precise platform jump coming up here that I could get. Maybe? Nice. That's actually a pretty tight one. You can actually set it up if you get anything else prior to that. But yeah, you really have to jump at the right moment and then keep jumping afterwards, you know, to reach the next platform. Alright. So now it's time for the boss fight. It's going to be consisting of 2 phases. The first one is basically the only one where I actually have to, like, attack. So I don't have a full weapon power though, so it's going to take a little bit longer, and I basically have to watch out what he's doing. Oh, that wasn't actually too bad. So he can do like 3 things. He can do what he just did, and he can petrify me, so I basically have to press the jump button and break myself out of it. Or he has 2 variations of running towards me, one without a jump and one with a jump. So you really have to keep a close eye out on that. All right. Now it's time for the final phase, and now we just have to break the floor, and we do this in 4 steps. And time's gonna be as soon as I do the quote-unquote last hit, so to say. That's coming up very soon. I'm just gonna have to wait for my cue there. Right, and get ready, and time. I see it's still sub 20. That's actually not bad. Seeing how this game can go, yeah, that's... as soon as you take a death, it really does add up quite a bit of time usually. Also because you have to rebuild everything, yeah, for a marathon, I'll gladly take this. I always keep my estimates somewhat high just to account for certain things happening, and yeah, I guess 3-1 definitely did a number on me, but yeah, I'm glad I survived that. So yeah, that was the end of the game, and it seems like we saved Tina, or it was a dream, I don't know. There's not a lot known about the story otherwise, even though the story is actually credited by to someone, so yeah, you tell me. But yeah, anyway, this was Super Adventure Island, and very, very glad I got to show this off for ESA, and hope you all enjoyed. If you want to learn this run, it's a fun one. It has some challenges also as well. Yeah, be sure to hit me up or any of the other runners. Yeah, shouts to the other runners of this game, by the way. And yeah, if you want to check me out, this was my last run, by the way. If you want to check me out, I do a variety of speedruns. You can check me out and drop me a follow on twitch.tv/janglestorm. And yeah, thanks again for donating, everybody, and thanks again to ESA for letting me play this game and for organizing all of this. And be sure to keep donating for Save the Children for a very good cause. And a little bit more to go, but a couple of really cool runs coming up still, so check it out. And yeah, I'll see you next time. Take care.